Hi, I'm Matt O'Lean.
And I'm Carrie Arntzen, and we're members of the 2019 Fargo Film Festival Committee.
Welcome to the 2019 Fargo Film Festival Preview Show. Here's an inside look at this year's festival. This year's 19th Annual Fargo Film Festival will take place Tuesday through Saturday, March 19th through the 23rd. This year we had hundreds of entries from dozens of different states and many foreign countries. The Fargo Film Festival is committed to showcasing high-quality independent films and giving opportunities to filmmakers to show their work in the state-of-the-art and historic Fargo Theater, as well as the fantastic, intimate second screen next door to the main theater called Fargo Theater Off-Broadway. Films will be shown in 7 categories: narrative feature, narrative short, documentary feature, documentary short, experimental, animation, and student. The festival also contains informational seminars in addition to networking opportunities and provocative lunch panel discussions featuring filmmakers, film academics, and people in the film industry.
More than anything, the festival is about movies. Movies that entertain and inform, movies that provoke thought and spark discussion. The venues for this year's festival are the beautiful and historic Fargo Theater, which is our main venue, and our second venue will be the popular and intimate second screen Fargo Theater Off-Broadway, located right next to the original Fargo Theater in downtown Fargo.
For the festival's first 18 years, the Fargo Theater's former executive director Margie Bailey and current executive director Emily Beck, along with members of the various film festival judging committees, have been committed to expanding the audience for the festival. The festival will open Tuesday afternoon, March 19th, with a special kickoff press conference to be held at noon, at which time Best of Show winners will be announced. This is the 5th year that films will be screened starting on Tuesday afternoon. We've increased our number of entries in recent years, which means we have more quality films and product to show.
I need a favor. What kind? I had a real close call with my PO, so I gotta keep this here. You're selling. No, I'm just having a big party over the weekend.
There will be noon panel discussions Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Dempsey's in downtown Fargo. Our opening night showcase will spotlight documentary feature winner Bathtubs Over Broadway with representatives from the film present. Thursday night will feature 2 of the actors from the much-loved comedy Napoleon Dynamite appearing at the Fargo Theater. And Friday night, Fargo native and Star Wars visual effects wizard Richard Edlund will be at the festival for a wonderful evening. He will also receive the prestigious Ted M. Larson Award. Thursday night, March 21st, once again at All-Star Bowl in Moorhead, it will be the 8th annual bowling party. We have also added the addition of trivia and movie-themed karaoke, making it a fun night for all. This year, there are some slight differences in our pre-party lineup. There will be 2 pre-parties, Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. at Hotel Donaldson and Friday at 5:30 p.m. at Prairie Den. Closing our festival is an official wrap party to be held at the Radisson for all to enjoy.
All right, well, let's start talking about the Fargo Film Festival for 2019. And Carrie, I thought again we had strong films in all categories, didn't you think?
I agree. This is an amazing year. I thought the films that came in from all categories had strength and depth, more so than some of our past years. We've got some amazing actors that are actually, their careers are taking off in a lot of our films. We have some films that made it to Oscar nominations.
Weekends and Fauve, those are the 2 names of those, right? And they'll be screening here.
Yes, they're amazing films. So I hope everybody gets a chance to see them.
We have some great spotlights on the night showcases. Bathtubs Over Broadway, which is the documentary feature winner, and that will be Tuesday night. Steve Young is coming. He is kind of the guy who you follow around in this film, and it's a weird film about industrial Broadway shows. This used to happen, like Ford Motor Company would have their annual event, and all their employees would be there, and by golly, there would be Broadway people performing a show about cars or hubcaps. It's quite interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was an entire sort of genre of these collection of albums and things that I'd never even heard of. I mean, these are high quality, produced by people who are producing things on Broadway, and it's to an exclusive audience. So nobody even heard about these, and now there's collectors out there.
Thursday night is also going to be exciting because we have 2 actors from Napoleon Dynamite here. That's very exciting, isn't it?
I'm very excited for them to be coming. Napoleon Dynamite, in my household even, was just a classic film that we watched over and over. It was something from our kids up had watched that, and we talk about it, and it had so many one-liner comments that come out of that film that are just resonating with people, and to have them here screen it and then be able to sit and have that Q&A afterwards will be a very exciting night.
And we're working with Jade Presents on this. John Heder will be here and Efren Ramirez, so that's very exciting. But Friday night might be the thing I'm most excited about. Richard Edlund will be here.
Yes.
He is the winner of the Ted M. Larson Award. He is a Fargo native, 3-time visual effects Oscar winner, and he worked on the original Star Wars movies.
Yes, that is a film that for so many people was such a starter into the industry of loving films for so many. And I can imagine we're going to have just a packed night.
Yes.
I mean, his list of films that he has done is amazing. Besides Star Wars, The Raiders of Lost Ark, Poltergeist,
right.
Ghost, he has so many, and he's a very talented man. It'll be very exciting to have him here.
And of course, on Saturday and Saturday night, Best of Fest. That's, you know, people can see the best in show winners and things like that. And the best in show winners, of course, will be announced the Tuesday that everything kicks off.
Yep.
And I want to congratulate you as well on being the 9th recipient of the Margie Bailey Volunteer Spirit Award.
Thank you. It's a great honor for me, and I was very excited to hear that I've been nominated and then won that award. It means a lot to me.
Well, you deserve it, and we love Margie Bailey here, and just
Yes.
to get an award like I've gotten on that same award named after her is a big, big, high honor.
It is very much one I will treasure forever.
All right, let's start talking about narrative feature, always a very strong category. This category's gotten much stronger over the years with films submitted that have big stars in it, distribution deals. And let's talk about the winner. Little Woods takes place in North Dakota.
Yeah, that was a very interesting story. It takes place in a town in North Dakota, and it has to do with sort of the dealing with situations of the oil fields and the oil boom industry and
the opioid industry, right?
Yeah, and they're up near the Canadian border, and you've got one sister who had been in trouble with the law, and she's trying to go straight, trying to get out of here and, you know, become something, and the other sister choosing her path, also trying to find her way out, but sort of doing it in a way like she's got a child and trying to survive on her own. She doesn't really ask for a lot of help, but ultimately she needs her sister to help her.
And the 2 actresses in this film are Tessa Thompson, who was in Creed. She's in the Men in Black reboot now. She's really blowing up right now. And Lily James from Mamma Mia 2 and Cinderella. So we have name actresses in this film. It was shot in Texas. Unfortunately, not shot in North Dakota. That's a whole nother story we could go into another day why films aren't shot here. But it is a great film, and we did reach out to them to maybe attend the festival. I want to mention that Greg Carlson, our friend, ran into Tessa Thompson at Sundance.
Yes.
And, you know, she had received the request that to invite her, and she was very nice to Greg. She's working, cannot make it, but it was nice that she took time to talk to Greg and get a picture, so we're happy about that. So
yes.
We're very excited. There's a lot of other good narrative features, too many to go into, but I invite people to watch those. And now let's take a look at a clip from our narrative feature winner starring Tessa Thompson and Lily James, Little Woods.
Well, I don't know what's better, seeing you or seeing clean laundry.
Yeah, I don't know why you don't get whoever left that lipstick on your nice shirt to do it for you. It'd be a lot cheaper.
Maybe so.
I get 2 coffees.
Yeah. Hey, I forgot the creamer today, so we have to take it back. If that's okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Usual, please.
Yeah? Did you find a place yet?
No, still staying in the truck.
Yeah, well, at least it's warmed up a little bit instead of being so freaking cold. Good old steak and eggs, huh?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me have two and take one back for Jeff.
Okay. Jeff is your secret lover, right?
Nah.
No.
Keep it, Jeff.
Okay. How are you doing, Bill?
Good, Ollie. How are you?
I'm fine, Bill.
Heard Dale made a house visit.
Oh?
Funny. You were always funny.
What can I do for you?
You just got back to town.
And you had no idea that I wasn't selling anymore.
Could be, couldn't you? If you wanted.
All right, let's move to narrative short. Always a very, very strong category. Usually the people who are jurors on narrative short have a lot of films to watch. There's
true.
upwards of 70 or 80 films. Our winning film this year is called Caroline. It's one of the best narrative shorts I've ever seen, and it deals with a woman leaving her kids in a hot car and kind of this mob forms in the parking lot.
Yeah, the impact of that. I mean, it was such an emotional film to watch because you can see the point of the mother who just needs to go into a store. She can see her kids. She's trying to find someone to watch, so she leaves them in the car with keys to turn on air conditioning, which is already an issue to leave keys with kids in the car. And then these people discover that they're in the car and they take over. When the mom comes out, they won't let her leave. I mean, it becomes almost like a brawl, and it's scaring the children, and she's trying to drive away and they've got the keys from her. And the kids are crying and screaming. It was very emotional.
It's a great film. And why don't you talk about Fauve? This is another film that actually was nominated for the live action short Oscar.
Yes, this film left such an image with me. It's visually, cinematography-wise, very stunning. Some of the shots that they do where they're very high end, and like you look down and there's just this small person in the middle of an area that looks like this desert. But it's these boys that are mischievous and they're out playing and just going through, exploring, and they kind of have a game where they push each other with being sort of one up on the other, and one of the kids gets stuck, and
We don't want to give too much away.
Just the impact
but I don't know how
of
they
it
shot
is
this.
just,
It's crazy how
it's
they
so
shot
amazing
this.
how it's shot.
Yeah.
They did, these boys, with their behaviors, I mean, just the emotions that they do without actually saying a lot, you are right there with them.
Let's take a look now at a clip from our narrative short winner for 2019, Caroline.
You need to stay here. No, you need to stay here. Right now, baby. Okay. We got it. Here we go. It's okay, baby. Kids could have died. Do you understand?
All right, let's move to documentary short. And Carrie, you were the chair of this jury this year, and we have an amazing film that won.
Yes, we had a lot of really strong films in this category, and Beneath the Ink was, to me, not only a strong film, but it also resonates with sort of the issues that we're dealing with in our country right now. It's about a tattoo artist in a town in Ohio, and he, along with being a tattoo artist, he understands sometimes decisions that were made at certain times, putting permanent ink on you, and then
A swastika or something like
correct,
that.
and
right?
realizing later, like as you mature and as you grow or change views, that it was not something that you're proud of anymore, and you really don't want that sort of hate branded on your body. They will, for free, remove it, cover it up, put something in its place, something else that, you know, is either more beautiful over top of it in
right.
a positive role. And it was just really interesting to hear the stories of some of these people and like why they originally had chosen to put something on, and now how they've changed and sort of understood some of the mistakes or, you know, things they were making.
And there's a lot of good documentary shorts, as you mentioned, but let's mention Boobs, the War on Women's Breasts. And this is a controversial film because it's kind of not pushing mammography, it's pushing other methods. We're going to have a noon panel discussion with the director present, We're going to have a couple representatives from Sanford, and this thing could get heated at the panel because they're not in agreement with what the film is pushing.
Yes, I fully expect that to be a very heated discussion. I think it's interesting, though. I think having topics that, you know, spark discussion like that is a benefit of a festival, that you can bring this to and bring things. People are going to have different views. It's basically, you know, thermography and ultrasound as opposed to doing mammograms. Right. And there are, in the documentary, there are doctors and that cite their reasons and their views on it, and I expect we will have those on opposite sides.
We will for sure. We've had a few like this, Lyme disease, shaken baby syndrome, that have led to really interesting panel discussions.
Yeah, there are panels definitely worth attending.
But let's take a look now at a clip from the winning documentary short film, Beneath the Ink.
You know, still this day, I'll sit back and think, you know, what the hell was I thinking? It was like that all the way up until I was about 27 years old. A couple years later, me and the ex-wife was talking about adopting, ended up adopting a little boy out of Florida. You know, because that's my son. I don't want my son to know that his dad participated in that. My son now is 12 years old, and he's one of the greatest kids you ever meet. I mean, he's loving. The boy loves me to death, love him to death. Life of hate is just not what you want. You know, you don't want to live life like that.
Let's move to documentary feature, always a very strong category over the years, and I served on this jury this year, and we find over the years our audiences really like documentaries, and I think that is important to show these. Our winning film, as we mentioned earlier, is Bathtubs Over Broadway, but I do want to mention a couple other honorable mentions. And one is called Silicone Soul. Now, Melody Gilbert has been to our festival many times. She's the director. This is about people that marry or live with sex dolls. And originally you're going to think, oh, this is crazy, these people are weird, but Melody handles it in such a nice way that she doesn't really make fun of them. You end up sort of understanding a little bit what they're going through here. Yeah,
she does a really good job at giving them a safe space to be able to explain, you know, sort of their views or their point on this. And I think she's always so talented in being able to allow that space so that people can freely discuss something that might be different to most of us.
And our other honorable mention winner deals with flat earthers. And the name of the film is Behind the Curve. And it's a very similarly plotted film to Silicone Soul.
Yep.
Because again, you have a group of people that appear very weird on the surface. What are they thinking? And again, I think the filmmaker takes both sides, talks to scientists, and I like this film a lot.
It was a very good film, and it's, you know, gives an opportunity for people who don't really get to see this view or just hear discussion. And films should do that. They should spark discussions. And I love it when we bring films in that show something that maybe isn't getting talked about, and just opening up people's eyes a little bit to how other people have different views than you, and just being tolerant of those different views.
Right. Well, let's take a look now at a clip from the winning documentary feature film, Bathtubs Over Broadway.
It was almost like having a door open to a secret society.
The general public had no knowledge of what was going on unless you were at one of these sales meetings.
This stuff is bizarre and hilarious. Those are only the beginning layers.
I hope everyone becomes interested in it. Yeah. Then I could sell the ones I don't care about for lots of money.
Capitalist pig.
Well, I learned that by listening to these records. I really got motivated to sell, sell, sell.
I think it has an unexpected importance that I would never have noticed when I was holding up the records on the show.
It illuminates an American business world that doesn't exist at all anymore.
There's something about a show, if it's not being heard, then it's really gone. I feel a kinship with so many of these people. It's gone further than I've imagined. Life can be so rich and wonderful when we step off the logical path and embark on eccentric adventures.
Let's move to student films, always a very crucial category, and a category we love having at the festival because it promotes student films. Don't you think that's important?
Absolutely. I mean, this is where your students, you know, are learning and delving. These are the future of the industry, so it's always, to me, wonderful to have student films in our festival.
And we have films from, you know, Minnesota State Moorhead and universities around here, but USC has really come to dominate this category. And again, with the winning film Mammoth, which is about a man whose brother is dying of cancer, and they kind of go on this little road trip, and it's an excellent film. And we were able to kind of reach out to USC again, and they've just really contributed a lot over the years. They have a lot of toys to play with out there in LA.
They do. And I loved this film. This film was very touching. And I think in part, some of it for me, I have 2 boys, and so it was easy to put myself into a position, what this would be like if my boys were older, traveling through something. And they did a good job, I thought, of really portraying what they were going through.
Let's take a look at a clip now from the student winning film for 2019, Mammoth, from the University of Southern California.
Hey, we're here. Oh, come on. I know you're faking. Elliot. Elliot. Elliot.
God!
Damn it!
I got you!
Okay, let's move to animation, always a very strong category. A lot of film goers love animation. Our winning film this year is about Adolf Eichmann, the Nazi who was found in South America in the 60s. It's called The Driver is Red. It was a good one, wasn't it?
I loved this film. I mean, animation is one of my favorite categories, and we have had such amazing films enter over the last few years. I feel like our animation category has just grown stronger, and this year we had some very good films. I loved this film and the story behind it, and the actual people were talking in it, but it was animated in the story. It was a nice way to represent what they were trying to get across.
And then Weekends is another film I invite people to watch, nominee for animated short at the Oscars, and this is a touching film, isn't it?
This film, I think, will touch base with a lot of people. It deals with, divorced parents and the boy going back and forth between his parents over the weekends, and just the stuff that the boy goes through. And I love the dream sequences that he has. It's a very good film.
Well, let's take a look at a clip now from the winning animation film from 2019. It's called The Driver is Red.
One day, it was all over. Just like that. The Nazi Third Reich, that was supposed to last 1,000 years, crumbled. The war broke out in 1939, and in 1945, Adolf Hitler bit down on a cyanide capsule, put a gun to his temple, and blew his brains out. In that same bunker, Josef Goebbels killed all 6 of his children, then killed his wife, then killed himself. Reinhard Heydrich was killed in Czechoslovakia. Heinrich Himmler went on the run, posing as a lower officer, and when he was discovered, he bit down on a cyanide capsule and dropped to the ground. The architect of the Holocaust, Adolf Eichmann, fled to Austria and got a job as a lumberjack.
And finally, the experimental category. This category is not always to everyone's liking who are used to mainstream cinema, but I do invite them to come and watch these films because it is something different, isn't it?
I agree. I mean, most of the time, you don't get to see films like this shown anywhere, in town here locally. And it's an opportunity. I think everybody should watch an experimental film. Most of them aren't very long films, so it's some that really come in and a lot of times will impact you with some sort of reaction.
Let's take a look at a clip from the winning experimental film, Fragments 83. And finally, our 2-minute movie contest. Again, this has been going on pretty much since the beginning of the festival. Our friend Greg Carlson runs this. It'll be Friday night, right after the Richard Edlund evening is done, 9 o'clock Friday, and this is a fun contest, isn't it?
This is a fun contest, and it's amazing the caliber of films. It's such the gamut from what you will see. We don't know what we're going to see when it comes in, and there are some amazing films that have come out with the fact that it's a 2-minute film. And there's other ones, you know, that will maybe shock and surprise a little. But I think this is definitely an event that those should come out that are interested, and I think the crowd that will be here for Richard would love this.
So again, that'll be Friday night, March 22nd, starting about 9 p.m., 9:15 p.m., the 2-minute movie contest. Well, that concludes the 2019 Fargo Film Festival preview show. Remember to check the website for ticketing and festival pass information at fargofilmfestival.org or fargotheater.org, or call the theater at 701-239-8385.
We'll see you at the festival March 19th through the 23rd, and remember,
why go to Cannes
when you can go to Fargo?
We'll see you at the festival. So long.